Be aware. Be the change. Be bold.
I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Prestige Living Podcast. So with that, who do you want to be?
Hello, welcome to Prestige Living. This is Jay O'Brien with another segment of Be Bold. You know, it's easy to recognize that one's past can easily influence and perhaps even become that same one's future. We see it all the time. We see it among family, romantic relationships, and even in our friendships. For example, if you experience mistreatment as a child from a certain parent, you're likely to hold on to that memory and instill behaviors from it that may even be unbeknownst to you that often carry on indefinitely. And as a young person, we're very malleable, even subconsciously. And in our young ages, we are very easily influenced by what surrounds us and what impacts us on a very personal level. And as the years go on and the way we receive particular bits of communication, actions, abuse, neglect, or whatever it may be, positive or negative, our perception of reality is being shaped based on circumstance. And subsequently, the behavior follows. This can even be seen in our adolescent years. So, if we happen to be, for example, in an unhealthy relationship as a teenager, or we experience our first heartbreak due to someone putting themselves in front of our feelings, it happens all the time. Unfortunately, for the recipient of this type of discomfort, he or she is far too young to be able to catalog these situations objectively, and instead, it triggers an emotional response that will most likely be the go-to in the foreseeable future. Lacking trust after being cheated on, for example, feeding complexes birthed by someone who never mattered to begin with, or simply siloing oneself from certain situations that could present anxiety because they've been uncomfortable before. We know that these periods in our life are massively influential to our future, and we see it every day, even from a genetic and biological standpoint. Like, your father's father was an alcoholic, so your father was an alcoholic, and now you're an alcoholic. It could be anything. And these conclusions are often drawn therapeutically when delving into the past and drafting illustrations as to why you ended up the way you are. Regardless, you can be the kink in the chain that diverts that repetition and starts a new generation. The point of this Be Bold is to prove that you are not your past. And the past does not dictate your future unless you allow it to. There comes a time in everyone's life where we must look at ourselves in the mirror, acknowledge the time that has passed, the shit that we went through, and find a way to look forward. For every problem in this life, there's a solution behind it. It's up to us to have the courage and strength to reach for it and actually seek out our own happiness. The weight of the past and the pain of reliving memories can often cripple us and in turn lock us into an era where we are unable to escape from. Again, because it's too scary to try. The brash truth is that if the courage is not purposely sought out, if the risk of moving forward is not taken, and if the strength to heal is not desired, you will be forfeiting much of the beauty this life has to offer. Don't use your past experiences as a scapegoat to dispose your future happiness. Be aware, be the change, be bold.
If you would like to be on the Prestige Living Podcast or know someone that would be a great guest, go to www.prestigelivingpodcast.com. We'd love to hear your story.